Karen,
Yes.
you ever walked into a room?
Yes.
I'm sure. we've all walked into rooms
Every day,
before.
multiple times.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty good at it.
more specifically, have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt like someone had just had an emotional meltdown in there?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not just me.
I mean, I'm a mother.
Fair point. Well, apparently our homes remember things.
Oh.
Like I see dead energy kind of memory.
Oh.
Yeah. This week, we're talking to a woman who says that your house might be energetically constipated.
That would answer a lot of questions or explain a lot of things.
Yep. It is full of stuck vibes.
So we need some serious, Mylanta?
Well,
Is it Mylanta?
Malox or anyway,
fiber
from your so it's full of stuck vibes from your ex's tears to your boss's bad email, or even that one time you rage clean while listening to Alanis Morissette on loop.
I wish I raged clean. I probably made more of a mess.
Don't worry, our guest is basically the metaphysical plumber for your living room.
Great.
She's going to show us how to clear the gunk, align our space, and maybe even finally manifest that yacht I vision boarded back in 2012. This isn't your grandma's move the couch and light a candle kind of feng shui. It's flying stars, subconscious rewiring, and spiritual spring cleaning like you've never heard. Get ready, because your house is about to exhale.
My name is Will.
And I'm Karen.
And unlike Mulder and Scully,
we both want to believe.
so we've embarked on a journey of discovery.
We've talked to people deeply entrenched in the spiritual and metaphysical world.
We've thrown ourselves into weird and wonderful experiences. I even joined a coven of witches.
And wait, you joined a coven?
Yep, all in the interest of finding something
Anything.
that will prove that there's something beyond this physical,
three-dimensional world we all live in.
This is the Skeptic Metaphysicians.
Hey there, I'm Will.
And I'm Karen.
Welcome back to a clutter-busting, vibe-lifting, chi-realigning episode of the Skeptic Metaphysicians.
Wow.
Where today we're airing out the energetic, dirty laundry hiding behind those throw pillars. And possibly that weird closet you haven't opened since 2008. Our guest today is a total powerhouse in the world of energy alignment. She's a classical feng shui master, an energy clearing guide, and the founder of Momentum Feng Shui, where she helps people around the globe shift the vibes in their homes and their lives. Now, she uses a method called flying stars, which, spoiler alert, has nothing to do with astrology or Mario Kart, like I thought. Now, she maps out the energy in your space to neutralize the funk and amplify the flow. And with over 100 5-star reviews in a style that's more practical magic than patchouli mystic, she's here to reveal how your physical space is quietly influencing your relationships, your success, even your manifestation game. Get ready to reframe everything you thought you knew about feng shui. We are thrilled to welcome to the show Meena Jagpal-Pare. I hope I said that okay.
You did. Thank you, Will. That was amazing. Wow, were we talking about me?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I meant the person that's coming up after you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. We're thrilled. As I was doing research on you, the intro was inspired because you are wow material, right? You're not just any feng shui person. You are a holy crow kind of declutterer, right? So most people that are listening or watching the show, they probably have heard of feng shui or have some sort of idea what that actually is. But it's much more than just moving furniture and placing crystals around, right?
Yes. You just from the starters, just basically we're digging right in. So I am one of the few feng shui masters that I know of that put so much emphasis on energy and feng shui. Feng shui is science. Feng shui, especially flying stars, it takes into consideration the birthplace of the home.
Oh.
Business is a dwelling, 4 walls and a ceiling, a dwelling. The year the roof went on, because that's actually when the energy is sealed, it takes into consideration the direction, just like in astrology, when were you born, where, and what time. Exactly that, the compass reading as to where the energy is entering from, at what degree, and quite a few other factors. That is feng shui. That is what I pay respect to. The lineage is all the way from China. Having said that, The Indian in me, I went back to Rishikesh, India, the birthplace of yoga and meditation, and got my energy clearing training. And Will, that's what you were just emphasizing, is the energy in our spaces. It all goes hand in hand. Let's remove that previous stuck energy from the wall, ceiling, and that grandma suitcase in the attic, and then place the feng shui tools.
Right.
Wow, I have so many questions.
Good, because we're here to ask questions.
Wow, and like you talk about people that rent, serial renters, and they're I guess getting everyone's past energy, or is it the energy that you bring into your home, or is it the energy that the building already has? Because most people buy homes that have already been there for a while.
Yes, especially nowadays where we're moving every few years, not just there was a question on a game show I was watching the other day. It said how many people, how often do people move in their lifetime? And some said 3, some said 4, but now apparently in their lifetime it's 8 times. And so I was quite surprised to hear that, because that means that X number of previous occupants, their energy, their sadness, sickness, illness, relationship breakdowns, financial hardship, it's all, like Will said in the beginning, it's all in the walls, ceiling, paint, carpet, belongings. And it just continues to multiply. We have to make a conscious effort to actually clear it. But until we do, Karen, that energy is stuck in our space.
Right.
I totally, I'm like cutting you off.
No,
Taking over.
I'm loving this. I love to see you more involved.
Well, so we moved a little, not just about 2 years, a little over 2 years.
I was going to ask, is that people move 8 times a year, or
in
or
their
is it just us?
lifetime?
Oh,
In their
I've
lifetime.
moved more than that. I've moved like 16 times.
wow.
It's crazy.
You are a jumbled mess of
I am
energy
a
then,
jumbled
huh?
mess. But so we moved into this house, and it's a great neighborhood. It's a beautiful house. I mean, it's probably the nicest place we've lived. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just feel weird here. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
the house. I can't we myself to love this house.
We can't relax in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you can relax.
Yeah,
You can
and
relax.
there's the room that you like, the relaxing room where you watch TV and this, but we actually call it the life suck room because it kind of sucks your life out instead of being like, it's our relaxation place. Like, it's a life suck room.
Right.
So we don't have a really good attitude about our house, but I think it's because of the vibes or something, because we should love it. It's a really nice house.
It could be a few things, Karen. One of the things I will start off with is, it's even on my questionnaire, the digital questionnaire we send out to the clients. 4 pages long, very easy to complete, but there's a reason for it. I need to know the history of the home along with what happened in their life. Last year, last 2 years, what is the stuck point? Basically just something similar to what you just shared. But one of the questions, or one of the areas on the questionnaire is, do you know the history of the home? Sometimes we do. Sometimes when people go in to view a home, the previous homeowners are still there, and you can see somebody's sick. There's a bed in the corner, or they're selling the home because the relationship breakdown or financial issues, where they're just every month they're just decreasing the amount of the sale and so on. So you can kind of figure out. And sometimes we don't know, but that energy, that sadness energy, doesn't matter for whichever reason, is in the space. Secondly, when you say that you're not feeling at home, when I do virtual consultations, there's actually one recent a testimonial from one of my clients. I think he's in the New York area. And he said, Mina knew our home more than we did. And that's because I need the clients to go around with the camera and pick up on what it could be. It could be as simple as the art in that room. It could be as simple as the placement of your sofa, which way are you having your back? Maybe it's against a large window or sliding door where the energy is depleting. There are so many factors. But is it not fixable? I always say in classical feng shui, there is a remedy for almost everything.
Almost everything.
Almost everything.
Almost.
We can't guarantee 100%, but according to my clients' experiences that they share with me, we're able to tackle most of the things.
Okay. Mina, how is it possible that a space, the energy in a space, can actually impact your life so severely? How is that even possible?
Yeah. Yesterday, I went to a spiritual show here, and over 5,000 people. And even though it was spiritual, you know what? I was sitting there observing, and from so many different angles, for the most part, they were talking about energy. And nowadays, since the world reopened, everything it goes back to energy. And I always say in my talks, any opportunity I get is energy is not seen, it's felt. It's felt. It's what is supporting us. It's our energy. How are we waking up in the morning? It's the energy of the space. It's the energy of our desires and dreams. I teach Feng Shui vision board courses. What do they equate to manifestation? What is the backbone of manifestation? Our own energy.
So the place we live in might actually prevent us from being abundant.
Okay, I'll answer that in two part. One, based on what we just talked about energy. Yes, if once we release that previous energy, which is not hard to do. Once the clients hire my services, I actually guide them to do it themselves going forward. It's not a one-time fix. Yes, we've rebalanced the home and we've given it a clean slate, but at the same time, life will happen. So, we can bring in sadness, or people come into our home or place of business, and that sadness can, and until you renew and you remove it, it will once again start to multiply. But having said that, full moon is the perfect time to release what is not serving us. So that's a beautiful reminder right there from the universe once a month. And I guide my clients. I say literally, I have my powerful mantras. Like I said, the training comes from Rishikesh. I have my tools, my energy chimes, my smoke ritual, and all that. But once that space has been rebalanced, I tell my clients, you can do the same thing just to maintain it with 30 minutes once a month. You don't need to bring me back again.
So, okay. When people think of feng shui, they think about placing their furniture in opportune spaces or in a facing direction. You got to have a water fountain in this corner, and you have to have wind in the whatever, right? All that kind of stuff. It sounds like you're going way beyond this. You're talking about energy clearing. You're talking about no amount of sage is gonna take care of it 100% for permanently, right? So you're talking about constantly having to refresh the space. Is that because the energies are so profoundly built into the space, into the building itself?
Well, yes, once we rebalance it, I always, when I return the home to the clients after the ritual, which takes me about an hour to do, in person or virtual, I always tell them that life will happen. It's not that hard to maintain, but yes, do you have to maintain it? Definitely. And what you just shared a few minutes ago, Will, about having a water fountain here, or things, water and mirrors. Water fountains, especially in mirrors, are two things that are big in feng shui. They can either work for you or against you. So we have generic things. We have simplified versions now where there's many offshoots of feng shui, or I will say it's just been simplified. It was brought into the Western world in the 80s and it's been simplified, just like meditation, yoga, Ayurveda, Reiki. They've all been brought in and simplified. But with that, we get simplified results in any. And this is why my training comes from spending time in China. And this is flying stars, as you mentioned in the beginning. It is not just place a water fountain. If, according to my calculations, you're meant to have fire in your, let's just say in your north area, which in feng shui represents career. If you're meant to have fire there, and you just read that water brings abundance and place a water fountain there, not only have you not placed the fire that's needed, but you are now putting it out, the natural fire element that might be present, by adding a water fountain.
So you are not only are you hosed, but you're doubly hosed because you're working against yourself.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, you could say that.
what if, people, a lot of these homes were built by people who don't even think about this sort of thing, right? So they have these walls and windows and whatever. So say you move into a house and the living room has 3 walls of windows and then 1 regular wall, and you want to put your TV on the regular wall, but then you have your back to the windows. So what if you have situations like that you can't really do anything about? Are there other things that you can do to help counter that?
Yes, great question, Karen. So before people buy a home, a lot of times we get contacted. It's this house versus this house.
Mm-hmm.
So in that regard, I don't concern myself with something that you just shared. It's very simple. Windows are a portal of energy coming in. They're great. And so if somebody's outside the window has power lines, as an example, I'm just quickly thinking of
Mm-hmm.
scenarios, has a large view of the water, which water, when it's meant to serve us, it's great, but when it's not, it backfires. It's emotional imbalance. If you were to even Google general feng shui and say, what is the symbol of water? It's this:
Mm-hmm.
up and down emotions. So in those cases, what we do is first we have the way of placing the furniture. And for the most part, I never make anybody take down any walls or sell off any large pieces of furniture or things like that. There are simple remedies. Feng Shui was meant to be simple, by the way, when it started. It was not none of this gimmicky stuff that people are selling online just to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's none of those trinkets that we see. It's meant to be very simple. So in those cases, I would guide the clients to place crystals, a clear quartz. And by crystals, I don't mean thousands of dollars. We're talking $20, $30 crystals. There's 8 in my feng shui practice that I use, one for every purpose. And in this case, it would be clear quartz. Clear quartz is grounding. It's actually this bracelet that I'm wearing. It's a grounding crystal. It's white in color. And so to ground the energy, I would position the furniture a certain way. I may ask you to have a slightly higher back to support your back, therefore creating the same barrier that a wall would have. Plants, we all have plants, and it's the type of plant, not to have sharp plants, not to have the sharpness in that, just cactus or anything, rose thorns or anything like that, but a piece of artwork. There are grounding colors. Nowadays, people sell grounding mats and grounding sheets to sleep on. We don't need to go to that extent. For starters, just grounding colors: light brown, medium brown, earthy yellows, and so on. So just to ground that energy. And every room, there's a solution, and it's very easy to implement. But again, I always say we only know what we know.
Right. Okay, I feel better now.
Now, can you give us an example of time when you came in and someone is having a really terrible issue, and you came in and you helped them, and all of a sudden their life just changed?
Yes, yeah. In my years of practicing, there's a few. My support staff always ask me for case studies, and well, that's one of the hard things to do, because you see these scenarios are unique to the client.
Sure.
But in a nutshell, for the most part, it is about usually there's 9 areas, by the way, in feng shui. There's career, there's savings, there's love and relationship, there's children, inner child, fame and reputation, meditation. There's not, and health, of course, in the center. So the 4 that are most people reach out for the most part is, it's either career, it's wealth. Well, since we moved into this house, it's just not, we're not doing the way we were in the other house. It's either relationship breakdowns. We don't know what happened. We've been here a year, 2 years, 5 years. It's relationship breakdowns. And once they implement the remedies, I tell them, this is not a magic wand. Okay, don't think that just by Meena coming in, everything is going to be just perfect tomorrow morning.
Wait. It's not?
No, it's not. It's not. But let me elaborate.
Okay.
So this is the fun part. Okay. This is why I always say, I could get a PhD in something, somebody else can have a PhD in something, but when it comes to delivery, it's not something we train for. It's a universal gift. We either have it or we don't. So by the time I'm done the consultation with my clients, even if the husband is just sitting through it because the wife initiated it, at the end of it, the husband is the one that's asking more questions. What does that mean? That means that his energy is excited. He's ready to soak in. They follow through. We create a mutual chat with them. And next morning, Meena, did you say this plant? Did you say this crystal? What about this? I'm going to rearrange my desk. And they're the ones that are asking most questions. Now, those are the clients that see the results. It's the clients that I don't hear back from. And I never charge anything extra extra going forward. It's not like, oh, it's going to be charged by the hour. You see, when you're on a mission to shift the energy in the world, it's not always about dollars and cents. The universe will deliver in its own way. It's about you doing your part. So when I say just reach out anytime, I will reply within 24 hours. Because for me, it literally takes me 5 minutes to reply. For me, it's either in here or on my phone or in my heart, and I reply back. And they see beautiful results going forward. So to answer your question, as an example, there's one single mother that has seen amazing results in both her teen, even to a point where the school reached out, and over the summer we did the feng shui, and in September when the children went back, the school reached out and say, what did you do with your children in the summer, because they're both night and day. And so there's example of a corporation business feng shui that we turned around, and just in a nutshell, they were next to a casino. Okay, so we put energetic barriers in between. People walk in, they don't see anything. By the way, classical feng shui, as I said, is meant to be simple. It's not you when you go into a place that's been feng shuied with us, you won't see any foreign objects there. But you don't see anything, but it's the energy you feel. So we put barriers in the corporation. It was a real estate corporation on like the fourth floor, but what were they getting? They were getting the negative impact from everybody going into the casino. So you can just imagine what kind of energy was coming through.
Ooh, yeah.
And they've seen amazing results.
Yeah, I would assume that it's not the energy of people going into the casino, it's the energy that people going out of it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Well, your style, or the way that you call it, the way that you do feng shui, right? You called it flying stars. And having grown up a kung fu film fan, for me, a flying star, right? It is like a super pointy star that,
Weapon.
yes, that really hurts a lot. So talk to us about flying stars. How does that make it different? What kind of feng shui is this?
So flying stars feng shui, maybe you're right, Will. I'll look into it more, but maybe it's meant to poke that energy in somebody to get it shifted, right? When we're in our comfort zone, nothing really changes.
Right,
So
right.
anyways,
Or it's
flying
killing the
stars
bad
feng
energy.
shui.
Yeah.
Flying stars feng shui takes into consideration, unlike the Western feng shui, which is east is this, west is this, or the back left hand corner is in, the back right hand corner is this. That's like reading in a newspaper where if you're a Gemini or you're a Libra, this is the kind of month you're going to have. It's not generic. Everybody has their own chart. And so it's like that. We take into consideration the year the building was built, the square
see.
footage, but most importantly, where is the energy entering from? Sitting in my office just a couple of weeks ago, I was in South Africa, of course, never went there, but I have a feng shui compass where I consulted with them, and I knew exactly where their energy was entering from. Is it 251.7, 314.9? Where is it entering from? And by the way, if it's a corporation where the front door is in a corridor or an office building in a tower, if it's a house, a condo, or an apartment, if it's a corner home, if it's a house with the view lot where there's a lot more exposure to water in the back versus the front, the energy is never entering from that front door. It's always where the large windows are. So I take my calculations accordingly. And based on that study, that is flying stars. Then the study happens in my office. And when we're meant to deliver, whether it's in person or virtual, I always tell my clients, I show them the worksheet. It's a lot of numbers behind the scenes, but I tell them, look at the delivery. It's a simple floor plan, easy marked for you, color coded, easy to follow. And I always tell them, I must share this with you guys, is that don't let this overwhelm you. By the time we're done, we're going to have so much fun. And they instantly lighten up. I'm not here to overwhelm anybody, but behind the scenes, I show them the flying stars worksheet.
Wow.
So what's the weirdest blockage that you've seen? Like the thing that's least intuitive that once you cleared it, it made the whole world difference.
Well, I don't know if I understand the question correctly, but are you asking like what did I observe in one of my energy clearing practices?
Yeah. What's the weirdest type of blockage that you've seen?
Okay. So this is actually when I was fairly new, the first thing into the first year or two. It's a large home, and they knew there was an energy blockage. All of a sudden, it's a beautiful home. They built it from scratch on a new parcel of land, so there was no previous energy from even an old house that might have been on it.
So it's all
But
their fault then, basically.
it was no.
The construction
No,
workers.
it was clean, but then they felt that something's happened, somebody's done something, whatever. So I don't go in too much into that with them, even because that's not what I'm there for. The less I know, actually, the better it is, because I go in fully protected with my my energy protection bracelets and my mantras and chakras and aligned in the morning and so on. So anyhow, I set the clients and I say, okay, ground yourself, visualize 6 months from now. We always work in increments of 6 months. So right now we're working in March of 2026. I get them to sit and manifest, because now I'm creating empty pockets. And as I'm creating empty pockets by releasing that heavy energy, they're manifesting their desires, because that's not something I can do for them. And so I guide them. And so they were sitting and they were, following beautifully. And it was a summer day. It was a summer day around this time of the year, and a 3-level home. And I always enter from the front door. I protect myself, I ground myself, and then I enter. The first step is with Zenergy chimes to detach heavy energy. Second step is the smoke ritual to release it through open doors and windows. And the third and last step is to seal the positive energy that's left behind with blessed rose water. And so I'm entering and I'm going around with Zenergy chimes, and all of a sudden the curtains are flowing because the windows were partially open, which we had to. But this windstorm came, and then the rainstorm came, and I had to push some of the plants that were close by the planters in front of the door, so that because the doors are slamming, the windows are, and they're sitting right above in an open foyer sort of a concept. They can see me. They're startled. And so I just motioned to them, because I didn't want to break my own ritual. I just motioned to them and I said, don't worry, just continue doing what you're doing. I did my own thing. Of course, my mantras had to be changed and everything. And when I go to the last step, everything is calm again. An hour later, it was a bigger home. And afterwards, I brought them down. We always close the ritual at the kitchen sink, and I brought them to the kitchen and I said, let's wash our hands with the salt. And they were speechless. They're like, what happened? I said, no need to go into what happened. This is why I do the energy clearing ritual at the end of the consultation. So we don't talk about any of what happened, why it happened. Yes, you witnessed it. I witnessed it. It's done. It's reset. I'm returning your home to you. I'm going to do a closing meditation when I get back in my office, and tomorrow's another day. But Will, to answer your question, that was just one of the things. Once I cleared in a parcel of land where there was houses torn down to clear because they were going to build like a townhouse complex, like 10 of them. So they cleared a whole bunch of homes, old homes. So you can just imagine how much energy was in those 10 homes. And the clearing, it took me 2 days to clear that parcel. Because there was years, like 100 years of, I don't know what kind of homes were on there, but all I know is what I had to clear.
Wow.
So you brought up townhouses, and that just made a question pop into my head. So if someone lives, say there's 4 townhouses put together, and something really bad happens to the person in like the second townhouse, would that energy affect the person in the 4th townhouse because it's the same building? Or no, because it's a different home?
No. First of all, Karen, to answer your question, even when there's a home and somebody's renting out the lower floor to a tenant, we don't do feng shui in there. We don't consider, because it's your 4 walls in the ceiling. Having said that, to answer your question about the unique scenario, if something happens in the second one, will it affect the 4th one? Chances are no. But can it affect the one right next door? When I did my original training in Virginia Beach it was a practicum I was doing, not training. We did it in a strip mall where it was a corner unit and it was a yoga studio. And we're going around and doing the energy clearing. By the time we get to the wall that was joined with unit number 2, these energy chimes just wouldn't move. They weren't vibrating the same. And of course, I'm new to all this at the time. That's why I was doing the practicum. And so my instructor, I looked at her. She motioned. She said, "Continue on." So afterwards, we went to the owner who was sitting there observing all this as well, the owner of the yoga studio. And my instructor said to us, "What's on the other side of the wall?" And she said that it's like a psychologist, psychiatrist office. And a lot of times when she's sitting at her reception desk, she hears screams and crying and so on. That energy had penetrated into that wall in the middle. So without going into it too much, can it affect the wall? A lot of times when I'm doing energy clearing, I mark down where am I feeling the energy? Is it on that sofa, on that cushion who sat there last month, last year? Because that energy is still there. A lot of times I ask the clients, what's happening in the house behind you or the one on the left or the right? And it's not always the case. But when I do, almost always they have an answer for it. This
Wow.
is going on there. The police has been over there, or something's been going on, or there's sadness or illness. Yes, that energy can penetrate.
Wow.
So this sounds like it's mostly like emotional energy, a lot of it. Is it possible that, what are your thoughts on entities? Some people say when you sage the house, when you first move in, to clear any negative entities or energies that are still left in a place. But what about good entities? Does this type of energy clearing make them go away?
Well, if they're good energies, people probably aren't calling her for help because they're probably happy or good
But
energies.
I guess Will's question is, let's say there was both. Let's say there were both.
Yes.
Okay. So, because just like our guides and everything, there's one for each purpose in life and so on. So, Will, this is why in my 3-step ritual, the last part of the 3 steps is going around in all corners of the space and sealing it with the blessed rose water that I create with the full moon ritual. And that is to express gratitude for all the positive energy that's in the space, and please stay behind and multiply. Of course, I have my own mantras, and it's a lot more depth to that conversation I have with the positive entities. But that is the purpose. You're right, because we don't want all of it going away.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to kill all the good bacteria. You just want to kill the bad bacteria, you know?
Yes, great example.
Now, is there like a starter feng shui kit for like people who aren't sure they want to go full on and hire you, but can like test the waters with this?
Yes. So even when I do a discovery call, I tell the clients, here, this was our 20 minutes, or it goes longer, it doesn't matter. I give them all this, the background of how I'm different in my experience and any other questions they might have. And at the end of that call, I always tell them, nobody's going to follow up with you. There's no pressure. It's not hard selling. There's no discounts offered if you sign up on the spot. My assistant's going to start a small chat, and she's going to introduce us, and we're going to leave it at that. When you're ready, submit your email address and we'll follow up with a questionnaire. But to directly answer your question, well, that was my intention it's more of a spiritual based practice. But to answer your question about is there something that they can try out, I always tell them, I say, go on to my website. There's a short video on there. See what I stand for. Read the testimonials. Go on the social media pages where you can see a lot more of me interacting in videos and so on. Go on my YouTube channel. Then, if you feel that this is resonating with you, sit one day. Connect with your white light, your spirits, your guides, your religious practice, beliefs, whatever that may mean to the person. If the energy is giving you a nudge, I'm here.
I like
Because
that.
you see, well, this is classical feng shui. It's not, I can't give them a simplified version. It's detailed.
Right.
So, but for other than that, if they have a general question about crystals or my saltwater cures or, Mina, what about this or that? We're buying these 2 homes. Which one do you think? Yeah, there's no charge. Feel free to connect.
Oh, that's wonderful. So I have a question that I've kind of been thinking about how to ask. I'm not really sure. I think the American culture is seen as more, I don't want to say out of touch when it comes to energies and spirituality or this whole space. So coming from a different cultural perspective, is there something that you see that we do here that so many people do that's just like the one thing that like everyone puts, I don't know, a plant by their front door that's just super common, kind of traditional here that is just not good?
Great question. First of all, since the world reopened, especially, my experience is that the doesn't matter whether it's American lifestyle or European or Asian, everybody's gravitating more towards energy. I think that that reset, that grounding, just gave us the time and the space and the opportunity to do so. So many more people are aware of that. Secondly, oh, by the way, I also should share that in my observation, the younger generation is really gravitating towards just balancing the energy in their space, which warms my heart. I always tell them, you guys are my kids' age, and you guys have like such a beautiful start. I wish I knew that when I was your age, because then we had to go to the library and read books or come across a wise aunt or somebody. But as an example, Karen, so you give an example of a plant. There is absolutely nothing wrong with having a plant. It's a living energy. It's healthy. You can connect to it. It just warms your heart when you walk by it. And if it's close to the front door, even better. Now, the one thing that I can say, I mean, there's do's and don'ts, and it's all over my social media, Feng Shui, whether it's an office Feng Shui, bedroom Feng Shui, front door Feng Shui, kitchen Feng Shui. They're very simple. They're very simple
Chicken
things to
focus
do
Feng
for
Shui.
starters. But if I had to pick one thing that somebody can do today, is be mindful of what is immediately outside your front door and inside your front door, because that is where energy is entering from. If we have dead plants outside, if we have gardening tools that are sharp and piercing sitting outside at this time of the year, if we have worn out mats, if the house numbers aren't visible, the light is burnt out, the glass is cracked, that is all that is not supportive to healthy energy. Inside, immediately put a small carpet inside, like a mat, and grounding colors. And as soon as you walk into your home, just ground your energy. Literally takes 10 seconds. Outside out, I'm walking into my oasis. That way, you're making a conscious decision not to track any of that heavy energy in, and just see that the door opens fully, door to opportunities, and that there's no shoes or, like they're homes. I want anybody to be living in a show home because Feng Shui said so. That's not Feng Shui. But within that, we have where we can organize things and just a clean flow, so energy is able to flow beautifully.
Great. Love that.
We got some work to do.
I know. But we have a mat on the inside.
We do.
And it's like hemp or something.
But it's not bright colors.
No, earth colors.
Earth colors. I knew that. It's perfect. It's perfect mat. It's a perfect mat. And it says "We love you" on it, so it's perfect.
Something like that, yeah.
Now, outside the front door is just bricks.
And plain.
Can you soften that up somehow?
It's what? Sorry?
Bricks. It's just a brick staircase leading down into a sidewalk.
Brick walls. It's like a brick entranceway.
No, that part is fine. Bricks are actually perfect. They're earth energy.
Oh.
And but it's the visual of it. If there's nothing there, maybe you could put a small plant or something, outdoor plant there lining the pathway. And if there isn't space, then just be mindful that even though there's nothing else to add to it, just make sure there isn't anything that's obstructing. So if it's empty and clean and inviting, then that's good enough on its own.
Oh.
I got to clean up.
Yes, you do. The outside is your job.
I know. I'm on it. See, you mentioned something earlier that made me second guess the front door being the entranceway of our energy, because our front door is kind of recessed. When you look at our house, our living room juts out with a couple of windows in a corner, and then you walk into a hallway and then into the doorway. So I don't know if maybe the energy is not coming in from that window that's facing the street that's jutting out, or whether it's going in the front door. So I think we need to figure that out.
No, question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
How long have you been in the home?
Just about 2 years.
Just under
Okay,
a year
and
and a half.
how are you feeling overall compared to prior to the last 2 years?
It's been a challenging 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a reason why I ask, and almost always when the client shares something with me on a discovery call without even getting their questionnaire back, I almost know, and like it's probably this or that. So when you mentioned, Will, I'm going off of your description. So you have the living room that's sticky now, but your front door is inset.
Yes.
And then what's on the other side of the front door?
Nothing.
A
Just
parking
kinda-
lot.
Yeah. No.
Oh, so it's
No, the
so the
parking lot's
front
behind
door
the
is at
house.
the
It's like a-
corner.
Well,
Yeah,
So the
the
front
front door's
door
on
is
the
at the
corner.
corner of the home.
yeah, there is a wall, but then the wall has a hole cut into it. But then on the other side of that wall is just a parking
trees.
lot. Yeah.
Okay, so that the door is at the end of your home.
Yeah.
Okay. In Feng Shui, in Flying Stars Feng Shui, we call that a missing area.
Oh.
Okay. It could be in your wealth area. It could be in your career area. I don't know out of the 9, as I said, but it's a missing area. So here's the thing. I'm Indian and we have something very similar in India. But when there is a missing area, they just say, well, you either have to tear down the wall and add the wall, or just, basically sharing their observation, their findings with the client, but not really having a concrete solution in the Western world. We can't just put down walls wherever we feel like it, due to the maximized construction on the lot size and so on, or the city permits and so on. So in classical feng shui, it is such a simple remedy. It's 2 small mirrors. I'm going to get in touch with you after. I'm going to ask you to send me a short 30-second video of your home, and I'm going to show you exactly where those 2 small mirrors go at the baseboard on the ground, just like you have a baseboard behind you. And nobody's going to see them. The mirrors are going to go into the wall. You're going to see a white background, and they're energetically going to close that missing area. It's really as simple as that.
All right.
Again, we only know what we know.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
incredibly generous of you. I really appreciate that. But
When you mentioned the door is inset, chances are very high it's a missing area.
okay, yeah, that
Because
makes sense.
most homes in North America are not built a perfect rectangular or square.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's how we close it.
Yeah, ours is a perfect square, except for where it's not. It's like a modern home, right? So
Yeah.
it's built really strangely. It's like a block with things cut out of it. It's
weird.
Yeah, we'll send you a video. It's very weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, when we have guests on the show, sometimes we like to throw them what we call curveball questions, and it's not meant to trip you up or anything. In fact, if it's a question you don't like, we could just say pass, and then we'll edit it out and not have to worry about it. But it actually helps us to get a different side of you that maybe people have gotten in other shows. Would you be okay with us asking you a couple of
Of
curveballs?
course, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the first curveball question for you. If you could walk into any famous person's house and fix their chi, whose space would you love to energetically overhaul and why?
This is a tough one, Will. And the reason is because a lot of the mentors, the spiritual mentors I have, they're aligned in their energy. So I wouldn't want to disrupt that flow. It's hard. And because this is pertaining to a home, not a life. See, when it's a lifestyle, it's different. But for me, I would actually have to go into the person's home and feng shui their home. But if I was given an opportunity to pull a name out, it would be Oprah. But you know what? Oprah already follows feng shui.
Right.
I just want to go hang out at her house too.
Yeah,
She's definitely doing
Oprah
something
has
right.
been the biggest fan of feng shui. Apparently, Oprah and MGM Studios, British Airways, Virgin Airlines, so many of the large outlets follow feng shui, and Oprah is one of them.
Wow.
I need to get you in touch with my boss.
Yeah.
Not because of her, but because of the company itself. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so we won't judge on the next one, but what's one spot in your own home you still struggle to keep energetically aligned?
We downsized 2 years ago, and it's half the size of the home that it used to be because we're empty nesters. And the one spot is my office, and I'll tell you why. It's not that it's not feng shui friendly. It's where I spend the most time. And when I'm on the road, I bring energies back with me. I put my clients on speaker phones. And I'll give you a really quick example. There's something as a saltwater cure in Feng Shui. It's a mason jar with salt, I Ching coins, and you place it in certain areas according to the calculations, and you leave it there for 12 months, and it crystallizes so much that depending on how much heavy energy it's pulling in. And when I place them in my home, there's 3 or 4. In my case, I place 4, knowing what I know in certain parts of like south or west or so on. And the one in my office cannot keep up. I've had to renew it 3 times already, and it's already since February. It's only like 6-7 months, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So instead of once a year, that's how much energy I bring back with me. And of course, my own life happenings,
Sure.
right? So this is the one place is when you say energetically misaligned, it's not that it's so much on what I neglected to do, but so much of what I constantly need to do.
Sure.
That makes sense.
And you're talking about putting the different things around and put the salt here and all. So I can just imagine the very first feng shuier. Well, I got this chewing gum. Let's see if that does anything. No, okay. How about this little penny? How about without? No. How about this? I can't even imagine how someone found this stuff out. But anyway.
Jeez.
Hey, don't underestimate the power of the chewing gum.
Well, that's true.
Hey, do you ever walk into like a Target or an IKEA and you go like, whoa, and walk out again?
Target and IKEA, no, because I go prepared. I go protected and I go prepared because there's many different people in and out and so on. But restaurants, yes.
Oh,
I have.
restaurants.
Restaurants I have. Because you see, being Indian background too, spirituality plays a large component, and the energy of the people cooking the food is what we're going to be consuming.
Right.
And then now we're ingesting that energy, and now it's going to multiply. So as soon as I walk in, if there's chaos not because it's full or not the kind of clients, but the energy itself, which is composed of the people, the owners, the stress levels, the cooking quality, along with maybe even the location. So yeah, I have out of restaurants.
Is there any way for someone like me who's pretty thick to feel these energies? Because I don't want to consume stuff that's not good for me either. So is there like a telltale?
No, it's something that grows on you, though, Will. After you speak to many different people in this realm, and you have so much awareness already, and once you start to evolve on this journey, it just multiplies, it builds. Your intuition will increase, you will know, and you'll just be. And again, it's listening to it. Sometimes we do get the nudge, but we're just busy either on the phone and say, no, that can't be, and just continue, right? Or we're like, okay, the to-do list is going, or our mind is wrapped in some story from this morning's phone call, and we're just not mindful of we all have the intuition, they say, but it's building it.
Yeah, you're right. I was just hoping there would be like a canary I could bring into the restaurant, something. But okay,
that will come.
Okay, final curveball question. In your opinion, what is more energetically disruptive? A cluttered garage or a toxic mother-in-law?
Oh, jeez.
Say that again. In my opinion, what is more energetically
Disruptive?
Disruptive.
Yep.
A cluttered garage, and I'll tell you why. Okay, a cluttered garage. When I have clients reaching out on just over a phone call, we haven't even started anything, and they tell me the concerns they have with the son or their home office or something. Almost always, I ask them, "What is below that space?" And almost always, it's a garage. Okay, what is in a garage? We take the vehicle, we take it out, and that vehicle tracks all the energy on the road aggression, road rage, and whatever else, or places it's gone through, and we bring it. It's a metal box. We park it, and energy always rises upwards. Okay. Secondly, if a lot of times nowadays people don't park their cars in the garage, and what does that mean? That means the garages are overflowing with things that shouldn't even be in there. Okay, things that are broken, things that we don't know what to do with, things that we meant to remove, things that we have no clue, and they're just piling up over the years. It's all in the garage. Now, the reason I chose that over the mother-in-law is very simple. that is something that's in your control. And as far as the disruptive mother-in-law, that's her destiny. You can smile, you cannot let have that's absorb that. You can wear a certain crystal that energy just doesn't even affect you. That's her destiny, not yours.
Okay. See, I told you my mom was not bad.
Have you seen her garage?
Well, interesting. The life suck room is directly above our garage.
What is this office?
Our life suck room, the room that we said like it feels like we're.
But I don't have I don't get road rage when I'm driving.
I do.
Well, yeah, but that's right. You drive my car too.
No, it's not your aggression. I was referring to what's out on the road. What's on the road that your vehicle is bringing back?
We live in a very
What did it
aggressive
expect? It's like if you were in a lineup and somebody's yelling and screaming, it wasn't you yelling and screaming, but you still absorb that
Yeah.
energy.
Right.
So it's your vehicle, not you, right? So yeah.
So
Yeah.
like we can't change, like we can't
No,
put
no.
the garage on the other side of the house. Like how do you deal with that?
No, well, this is it. I mean, like I say, I don't make anybody knock down any walls or move out of their homes. The feng shui is meant to be simple. There's different things we can do. As a starter, you could put deflective mirrors, 4 of the small ones. They're just 2-inch mirrors. They're not great big convex mirrors. And you can put 4 of them in the garage facing down so that energy doesn't rise up. You can put a carpet under a major carpet to absorb that energy. Make sure the carpet is not blue or red or has sharp angles, but something that is grounding colors. There's many other simple things. And like I say, when you walk in, nobody should say, "Oh, you got feng shui done. What's this? What's that?" No, but it's energy that is neutralized and here to serve you.
So I've heard that putting a mirror facing the front door is a good thing. Is that correct?
Sorry.
So I've heard that putting a mirror that faces towards the door is a good thing because it reflects back the energy, the bad energy that's trying to come in.
It's not a good thing at all.
Oh, well,
If you read up on, let's just say somebody did a post and said, what are the 8 things not to do in general feng shui, not even classical feng shui. Okay, I practice classical feng shui, flying stars, but even in general feng shui,
That's probably number one,
of
right?
the big no-nos. That's one of the big no-nos because energy's entering, it gets deflected by the mirror and it bounces right back out again. That's one of the things of not to do.
I knew that. Actually, it's interesting because I learned that when I was part of a group that was very chaotic. So that would make sense. I guess. Yeah.
But then wouldn't that also make the bad energy reflect out of the house?
No, that is, we don't know good or bad. And we're not the ones that can just say, okay, 35% good and, X % bad, right?
Yeah.
But our goal is to invite energy. And now, how do we differentiate between good and bad is what is outside the door, what's inside the door, what is broken, what is not serving us, what is the quality of our own energy to maintain. That is what differentiates between the good and the bad. But the main focus is first to invite energy in. Now, the bad energy could be if you're at a T section, if you've got destructive neighbors, if there's broken things outside, next house to you is like a junkyard or something, then okay, we can put our finger on it. But generally speaking, the goal is to invite energy in.
Okay.
We got a lot of work to do.
We have a lot of work to do.
All right. Well, is there anything that you believed prior to learning all of this feng shui, flying star, energy alignment stuff that totally shifted once you learned all this stuff?
Sorry, say the question again.
Is there any belief that you held or anything that you thought shift as soon as you learned all this stuff? What's anything that comes to mind that that just totally changed?
If I had to pinpoint on one thing, no, because as I said, I am Indian background. We grew up around spirituality.
Right.
I had a feng shui book when my youngest was born, and he's now 28, a coffee table book. And I stumbled across it. It was just a natural extension. I being Indian, astrology, I wear this astrology ring. We grew up around numerology, all this. So I think it was just an extension. So, Will, it wasn't like a drastic, okay, I was here today living this life and all of a sudden it shifted, right? But it was a beautiful extension to it. And that coffee, I was a flight attendant. I was flying for 20 years. Life happened. That coffee table book stayed with me. And one day I lost my father years ago. And one day I woke up and I truly feel that my father is my guardian angel that said, okay, Meena, enough talking about this feng shui. You need to take it to the next level. And all of a sudden, I started to look to see what is feng shui more than I knew from my own practice. And that is when I discovered there's classical feng shui and many different other types and so on. And again, the Indian in me maybe, or just the age where I'm at, I chose to not follow any modified versions and chose to incorporate classical feng shui. But to go back to your original question, Will, it was an extension, and the more I looked into it, there's nothing beyond that. But again, my practice isn't just only about feng shui. It's about energy. It's about manifesting. It's about just a holistic lifestyle.
Right. So about that yacht that I put on that vision board, we're good?
Yeah, we're good. But no, that's a beautiful start. You have a vision. That is a start.
Yeah.
Now what follows? How often are you visiting it? Are you living in the present? Where is that yacht hanging in your home? What are you seeing? Who else is enjoying that lifestyle with you? What are you putting back into the world? Manifestation, I teach feng shui vision board courses, and it is 1/8 of that course component is where to place the yacht. The other 7 parts are how and where and when. Right? Continuously staying connected to your vision.
Why can't things be just simple?
They're very simple.
Oh, yeah, but we don't know
5
how
minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night.
I mean, they're simple once you know, right? But if you don't know, it's like, gosh darn it, I got it in the wrong place. I don't have it in my bathtub.
That's what we're here for. We're
that's
here
why
to
we need
evolve.
her.
Right. So,
we're here to evolve. You're meant to learn and grow.
So is there one myth that you've heard about feng shui that's everywhere that you just wish would just go away?
Off the top of my head, it is don't fall into the trap of buying stuff just for the sake of it. If somebody says place a turtle here with a lot of coins, it's just coming to me right this second as an example. Yeah, that turtle with the coin that somebody's selling on Amazon and marketing it as a feng shui remedy, again as an example, is what does that mean to you? Your subconscious mind, every time you walk by, it's going to be like, oh my God, what an eyesore. But okay, fine. I hope it brings good energy. If you didn't grow up in a culture, if you don't have understanding for it, if you don't have respect for it, please don't. I'd rather that you didn't incorporate any of those things and just follow. Start where the universe is meant to guide you and take it very slow, one day at a time. But most importantly, only follow what really resonates with you.
Got it. Okay, so no Shiva in the corner. No. Okay. If anyone that's listening right now finds themselves just completely at odds with their own energy and would like to reach out and get a consultation from you, what's the best way for someone to do that?
We have our website. We're very well set up, momentumfengshui.com. I consult around the world, as I said before, sitting in my office. And some locations I go in person, but mostly virtual. We're all set up. And other than that, my social media platforms. That's where we post regularly. It's my way of giving back. And when they'll know when they're ready, but the rest of the time, everybody can benefit from it. They're easy to implement tips. We're on Instagram, Momentum Feng Shui. We're on Facebook, YouTube. We have a newsletter that we send out with easy to implement tips. Again, it's just my way of giving back, and the universe is delivering beautifully.
Excellent. Well, we're going to add links to all that stuff in our show notes. So if you didn't have a pen in that particular point in time, all you need to do is go to skepticmetaphysician.com, go to her episode page, and you'll find the links there directly laid in, so it's easy for you to connect. Meena, this has been a wonderful conversation. You've opened up my eyes to just how much of a mess we're in. We've got to figure out how to fix.
I have also learned we don't have to get rid of all of our furniture.
No, 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 we just
redecorate the whole house.
we just have
You know,
to- we just
there's
have to-
some- we need, you know, we've got some work to do.
well, yes,
But it's not as overwhelming as I thought it was going to be before this conversation. So thank you for that, Nina.
yeah.
No, I want to add, though, this is what I say at the end of the consultation too. Please don't feel overwhelmed. Don't. Just take it easy. One little thing once a day, once a week, just whatever. Enjoy the process. Reconnect with your home, and don't let any of this overwhelm you. You'll know when it's time. You'll start moving a few things, and you'll feel the energy uh, coming back, giving back to you, and you'll feel more empowered to do the next step.
Right, right. Unless you're in a hurry to have a yacht, at which point you got to just hurry up and get.
I just got to get started.
Make sure I get an invite on that yacht.
Absolutely.
You betcha. You make it happen. It is yours along with mine.
Well, remember what I said, Will? I'm the guide. I don't make it happen. You make it happen.
It's also not a
Make it
magic
happen.
wand. So, all right, Mina, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to being connected with you in the future, because we got to figure out where to put those little mirrors. So,
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity. You guys were such a joy to connect with. You made this so fun for me to spread my message, and this is what I love about the free flowing conversation. So thank you for being you.
thank you. Thank you for being you. We appreciate you. All right, we'll see you again soon.